not know me already, I go by the name of Brittney Willis. I bet you all are wondering, why are you here today? I can assure you this meeting is not about deciding what we're going to order for lunch. No, this is a more serious matter. What has been defined as appropriate for work attire has been inadvertently discriminating against some employees. Now, I know what you're thinking. How could work attire be discriminatory? I can answer that question by going over the requirements for work attire. Work attire must be professional and presentable, and hair must be neat and professional as well. Here's where the discrimination comes in. Going to work with bright pink hair or a spiked mohawk is unprofessional. These hairstyles are purposely altered to look that way. However, there are other styles that have been deemed unprofessional unjustly. I'm talking about natural hair. Natural hair is hair that grows out of one's head that has not been altered with chemicals. Everybody has natural hair, but a certain group of people have been banned from wearing it. Those of African or Caribbean descent have had their natural hair deemed unprofessional. This organization has deemed hairstyles such as afros, braids, twists, cornrows, and dreadlocks not acceptable attire. If these hairstyles are banned, then what exactly is left? The only thing that would be left is to constantly straighten the hair or shave it all off. Here's what happens when you constantly straighten African American or Caribbean hair. You risk many health problems such as lung problems from inhaling the constant chemicals, from sodium hydroxide, among other chemicals, that melts and burns skin and hair. It causes lesions on the scalp and chemical burns, such as this one. It also causes alopecia, such as this one over here. But chemicals are not the only ways to straighten hair. You can also have weaves put in that can rip your hair out, also from alopecia. And relaxers also cause uterine fibroids. But you can also use heat to try and straighten hair, but that also can cause multiple issues such as the ones you are seeing now. Why should you care if this doesn't even affect you? It may affect some, it may not affect some. But let me ask you this. Would you like to have your rights taken away for something you were born with and have no choice? How would you feel if you were told that the only way to keep your job was to harm one of the most sensitive parts of your body constantly? That your hair had to look like everyone else to represent the company? Let me tell you this. A company that does not want ethnic features to represent their company is a company that represents racism. Why do I say racism? What is the origin of this policy? Let me go back to this ad that you see before you. This was an ad from 1928 for relaxers. It states, your sweetheart, your husband is not blind. If you have ugly hair, then he knows it. Blatantly stating that if your hair does not look straight, it is now ugly. I know, why does this matter? Because this can cause extreme self-hatred for oneself. If one hates themselves, then why would they care about other things in their lives, such as working here? Their work ethic will deplete. There is a way to change this, and the only way to do this is with education. This policy goes all the way back to the slave era. African slaves were treated like animals, and their hair was referred to as wool to link them to livestock. This is what's started this policy of ethnic hair not being appropriate? Yes? Oh, okay. This view was held well long after slavery. Black people that had European features such as lighter skin, smaller noses, thinner lips, and straighter hair were oftentimes treated better and viewed as beautiful. This spawned self-hatred and self-infliction. And just for a policy to encourage this action should definitely be banned. So if we become more educating and more accepting of other cultures and other hairstyles, then we can make a change. I suggest that we start putting up signs or emails such as what would be deemed appropriate and what would not be deemed appropriate. Such as these photos over here. This is what braids oftentimes look like. This would be appropriate. So with this, if you are not of African American or Caribbean descent, these are other hairstyles such as dreadlocks or fros that should be deemed appropriate. Hairstyles that would not be deemed appropriate, however, look like these. Waking up, looking like you just rolled out of, just coming in here looking like you rolled out of bed. That's not what the company wants to represent. Or hairstyles like these, where you purposely altered it to look a certain way that the company already told you don't do. Therefore, if we change our views, we can eliminate this policy, and we can have better work ethic, and we can have more customers coming in because we would no longer represent something so old age and racist. Thank you.